Alright guys, so I had played a league just to grind some points, and I ended up going 5-0, so I'm just gonna recap what happened. And yeah, we're gonna try to... So we're playing our Golem Desert deck again. End up playing against the blue-white combo deck. We're just playing our islands, play Deprive. Have Deprive up, now we have Exclude up. He's drawing a bunch of cards. So I end up countering the Seagate Oracle just to, you know. Then we got that out, apply some pressure. Figure ourselves a counterspell. We should have played Mystic Sanctuary right there, and then put Exclude on top. See, we would have had another Exclude right here, and not have to use Counterspell. Which will have left us with Counterspell and Deprive in hand rather than I guess he misclicked. So now we have Deprive, soft lock going on right now. I'm feeling pretty good so far where we're at. So I think we repulse our own augur here to make it so we can try to fill up our hand again. Didn't really hit a lot. And then we miss. So that felt pretty bad. Feel like we're in a really good spot here with Tragic Lesson, Exclude. Though Deep Analysis makes us feel pretty like this could go the other way. End up snapping that. I mean, deprive the snap so he can't untap his mana. Exclude. Don't want him gaining more life. Tragic Lesson right here, right? Yep. And I think this is where we lose. Because he just fills up his hand and goes ham from that point on. Hitting all those lands kind of sucked. This is when this guy starts going off. Counters our counter. And we end up deciding to scooping here so we could have enough time to play a game 2 and 3. Especially with him being ahead. We probably should have let him play it out to force him to waste more time, but this is what we end up doing. Yeah. Okay. Alright, so we brought in some Dispels, and we also brought in some Relics for 4 spikes. So that we have less dead draws. Getting that second accumulated knowledge made me feel better. Go to exclude. He goes to counter. We counter as well. Then we repulse it on our turn to then had exclude up again. We try to exclude that. That's fine. Getting the Spire Golem out felt really good. And now we got a pretty good lock on it with Tragic Lesson, a bunch of counter spells in hand, applying pressure on the field. Feels all pretty good. He ends up having this last one, then that's fine. Swinging for 4 in the air now. Deprive felt great. Everything is kind of going our way at this point. He's still trying to piece together a hand that can get through and win in one turn. Now we're trying to finish the game as quickly as possible, but also trying to use the least amount of our time as possible because the timing him out's an actual like legit way to win at this point. So we're trying to make sure our time is above theirs. Now I'm pretty sure we're gonna win this game. Now I'm just worried, like I said, I'm mainly about time. Trying to make it so if anyone times out, it's not us and it's them. Counter. Counter. See, I'm like kind of worried at this point about running out of time. We swing with the team. Swing with all the flyers, and that's game. Alright, and then game 3. Kept the hand because I like Tragic Lesson and I feel like Augur of Bolas could fill up our hand, and then Spire Golem pretty early could apply pressure. We're kind of worried about time. I should have not played that Spire Golem. That was a mistake. And I think if I wasn't worried about time, I would have not played it. So now I'm worried about just not trying to die at this point, and I'm trying to make it so he times out. That mistake early in the game ended up changing our entire strategy. Because yeah, we're really far behind at this point. Got the Spire Golems out just to block, forcing him to combo off to kill us. We're officially ahead of him on time, so again, we're just trying to slow him down, make it so he doesn't kill us. Again, more blockers. He starts to go off. We're not really, we just do yield all. Like I said, trying to force him to use all his time. He ends up doing the same thing multiple times in a row, drawing other cards. Alright, so my computer's wigging out and it's not playing anymore. Basically, how the rest of this game goes is he ends up trying to combo off and he runs out of time, so we lucked out on that front. Alright, welcome to match 2. Decided to keep our first hand, go first. Now we have Counterspell up. We use Counterspell on this. And then we play another island, keep Exclude up now. We let that go. Use Accumulated Knowledge, he decided not to do anything. Keep an Exclude up again. He swings for 1. We let that through. Accumulated Knowledge. Play, decided to keep up Snap and Exclude. We should have used a spell at the end of the turn there, like Repulse or something. That was a mistake by us. We snap the creature in response to Rancor to make it so that we can not have to deal with Rancor. Now we're sitting pretty. We're going to take 2 damage a turn for right now, but we got plenty of counter spells we can play at the end of his turn. Repulse ends up happening. Mystic Sanctuary, put Tragic Lesson on top. Now we're sitting pretty. I think we exclude that, right? Block both. Snap in response. Counterspell that. And then he scoops after that. Welcome to match 2. Kept it because of the Deprive and Echoing Truth. Get the Augur out there. I'm hoping he doesn't have a Savage Swipe. Though I wish I would have kept up a counterspell for River Boa. Take 4. We decide to Echoing Truth that at the end of the turn, or Repulse it. Now we have good blockers. I feel like we're in a good spot. Rancor is fine. We just trade the creatures. Puts Rancor on that. We're planning on trading those again. Use Accumulated Knowledge. Put Repulse back on top. We trade. He goes for Rancor. We Echoing Truth in response. I think he goes for the River Boa. We deprive that. And now we're sitting pretty. So we don't have any counters, but we do have a bounce spell, and we have a counter spell on top of the deck after we get the bounce spell through. So I'm feeling pretty good. That's okay. We bounce that in response. I'm pretty sure, yeah, and that's backbreaking. Alright, I'll see you guys in the next match. Alright, this hand looks pretty good. You know, a bunch of early counter spells. And enough land to cast them. Him not having another land really helps us. Bounce that, untap our lands. If he swings with the 1/1, we end up sending in the Sprite to block it. And now we can just counter all of his creatures. Use Exclude, I believe. Yeah. And if he can't cast a creature, he can't get, you know, if he can't get a creature to resolve, that's going to be game pretty quick. And then he scoops already. We bring in a few Echoing Truths for 2 Force Spikes for 2 Echoing Truth, and we left the rest of the deck the same. Used Force Spike, hit him pretty early. Felt really good. Play another land. We have now Echoing Truth or Force Spike if we really need it. We bounce it in response, I believe, to get rid of that. Now we can counter creatures. I think we repulse though. Okay, so he's gonna hit us for a lot this turn. It's concerning, but not the worst thing. Now we're kind of concerned. We exclude that guy. And then we have the Force Spike for it. And now we're in a really good spot to grind it out. We have Counterspell up. We have Tragic Lesson. We're doing great. We can block for days. We now have Repulse up. We exclude that. We can counter everything he plays every turn now, and we just grind it out from here. Locked him out of the game pretty early. He finally attacked because of Desert not being there. We repulse that, and then he's gonna counter that, and then we counterspell his. Well, it's not really a counter. He doesn't counter, but he tries to give protection response. And we have another Sprite. Start swinging with the Sprite every turn. He drew a land, which is really good for us. And he decides finally to scoop. Okay, welcome to match 4. We decide to go first. We have a turn 2 counterspell up. We have Augur of Bolas. Not really sure what we're playing against yet. Hit nothing with the Augur of Bolas, by the way. Play land. Now we're playing against Slivers. We'll let that resolve. Tragic Lesson. We discarded a card so we can use the Mystic Sanctuary right away. Still have Counterspell up. We should have countered that card, and that's where we messed up. We would have countered that card, like the mana dude, then we would have had an easy run of this because he was stuck on mana. And now, like, you'll watch and see we struggle quite a bit from this point on because he has access to so much mana. Like, if he was casting one spell a turn and we were able to use Tragic Lesson to keep filling our hand, then we would be doing great right now, you know? But messed up there. You know, it happens. Trying to refill our hand for other stuff. And this is where we that's pretty much it. We scoop right there. Okay, so now we're in game 2. Playing. Have a pretty good opening hand. Want to keep it in case the Sprite. He decides just to attack with this guy, so we bring in the Sprite just to kill it. He plays that. We make the decision to time walk him by making him bounce that and making him have an additional land. And now we're in a really good spot. We got multiple counter spells. We have a good blocker. We decide to not make a mistake this time. We actually countered that. Play Augur of Bolas this time. Start swinging in the air, I think. Yeah. We did not swing in the air. We should have swung in the air there. Now we're swinging for 3 a turn. We have 2 counter spells up. We counter that again. We're trying to make it so he can't cast multiple spells on one turn. We go all in on this. Exclude's good. At this point, we're ahead on the field, so we're not super worried about trying to use our graveyard. Get ourselves an Exclude. He's at 11. He's got a 4-turn clock now. He's got himself a 3-turn clock now. Let that one resolve. We counter that one, though. Just drawing lands, which, you know, it happens from time to time. We take the damage this time. We swing for 3. And then we force him to have a way to kill us because we can block 2 of his creatures. So we block 2, and then he scoops. Alright, guys. Yep, that's a thing. We hope he casts one mana sliver. He did not. We bounce his creature. Now if he goes for it, we exclude it. This one, he didn't cast a 1 mana creature last turn, so we get him this turn. I like excluding this. He got it, that's fine. Not a huge deal. I think we put that back on top and then we use accumulated knowledge to put it in our hand. Or we can use accumulated knowledge to put it in our hand. Let that one resolve. We take 2 and 1 poison. I think we exclude this guy though. Or no, we just put a sprite out. Okay. Now we have 2 sprites and a Spire Golem out there with exclude as up. We exclude the mana dude. Hit nothing again. We double block. We bounce one of the lords to kill that guy. Now we have counters, and we're also ahead on the field, so we're gonna win this. Counter that dude. They'll have Counterspell up. And then next turn, we're going to start swinging with all the flyers to kill him in 2 turns. And then he dies next turn. And we have Counterspell up. Make it so he can't cast any of the creatures he gets. And then we have Repulse. We end up blocking all on one lord just to kill the lord and bouncing the other one. And he scoops. Alright, welcome to match 5. Yes, we would like to play first. Play a tap land. Could either be Stompy or Elves at this point. We counter the early Elf. Feels pretty good. Play land. Swing in for 1 now. He goes to cast a 2 mana Elf. We counter that as well. Play another land. We got Spire Golem out now. Counter the draw spell. Yep. Swing for 4. Sure. We got a 3-turn clock right now. We have just 2 counter spells up. Ulamog Crusher. Okay. And he scoops. We're on the draw. This hand's okay. It's not the best hand, but it's okay. We decide to exclude this. We definitely need a bounce spell for that. Deprive. So we end up playing the Spire Golem before. So after you declared attackers, before we declare blockers, we bounce it so we can kill one of them. And then you can't recast it. This allows us to counter it on the way down the second time. And then from here, we just pretty much win the game. Yeah, we counter that. Deprive. Play another Spire Golem. We should have started swinging right there. That's where we messed up. Maybe entice him to attack. Alright, and then we use... Alright. Then we got ourselves accumulated knowledge again. He plays that. He's playing a bunch of small creatures. We're just worried about controlling the field and drawing more cards than they're drawing. So that's where we're at right now. On our turn, we're going to put Mystic Sanctuary, put Deprive on top, then use Accumulated Knowledge to draw it plus an additional card. And then we put in Ninja of the Deep Hours to draw us an additional card. Also, he's going to have to start blocking that guy. We get additional counterspell with Sprite up. Like, we have control hand-wise and the field. So it's just a matter of time of, like, being able to get rid of the Well-Wishers. And one by one killing all his creatures. But he decided not to make us play this out, and he just conceded right there. But that was our 5-0, and right there is our trophy, okay? So, but thank you very much for watching. Yeah, I was just grinding points, and I got 5-0, so that's why I made it this video. But thank you for watching. If you guys have any decks that you guys really want me to play, I know that I haven't made the Songs of the Dam combo deck, which I will make in the next couple days. But if there's any other decks you guys want to play, just please comment below so I have decks I can play this week.